Let's see, Schmunkel moving out with approximately 15 roaches, and Evil. Do you have any troops? Yeah, 3 colossi. Good job, Evil. Way to rest on everybody else.
Hey, if you got to build 3 things, though, I'll take the 3 colossi.
That's true. Oh, look, Eric finally has him out some mutalisks. Okay, so here's a good strategy tip. Yes, 2 queens is good, and that's really great. But if you're going to have 2 queens and only 1 lair, that's not going to be helpful. You need to slap down another hatchery, and that way those queens can just keep pumping out those extra larvae.
He's gone for kind of a weird mix of troops as well. He's got the Zerglings, and then he's got the Mutalisks, but he's been going 2 gas for a while. He's got a ton of extra gas built up.
Yep.
With a bunch of larvae just sitting there.
Here we come in at right about 17 minutes. Is a great time for a large push. Schmunkel's roaches working their way in and just hitting everything they can find. Here we go. Great strategy. Attack and retreat, pulling everybody into Unsleep's Thors. Unsleep takes out those Mutalisks like they're not even there. Again, Reapers, you're cute, but 1, 2, 3, all 5 or whatever of them dead. 4 of them dead that came out. Unsleep kind of running around, dancing, or I'm sorry, Roach is kind of dancing around, giving Unsleep the chance to walk in with those Thors. Yeah, Void Rays v Thor. Let's see, he had 9 walking in, now he's got 8, 9, 10, 11.
If those tanks that they had too were at least sieged up, they could have put those on that ridge and really hurt us when we were coming in, but they just didn't go for it.
I think we're right. I think Guitu is not necessarily the veteran player yet. Like, you know, I'm Team Liquid player or something ridiculous here.
Well, but that's where you have the benefit of having some other allies that can say, hey, you know, you're Terran, this is a really good, you know, defensive strategy for what you've already got up there. I mean, none of these guys, even on the little expansions bases up on the ridge, have any kind of defense up there at all. If Protoss had made, you know, which is another popular strategy of yours, put some of those cannons along the back ridge of the resources up there, those would have really messed up just about anything we would have sent in. I mean, I'm not saying we wouldn't have prevailed with that many, you know, troops coming in, but they would have really hurt them. At the very least, it might have caused us to, you know, kind of turn back and think twice before we're doing anything.
Okay, here's an interesting point. Eric, at this point, had 3 evolution chambers. 3 evolution chambers? Or at least he did until we wiped them all out. Yeah. I mean, there's not much you can do. I mean, these Thors are just wiping things up here at 19 minutes into the game. They're doing a great job. Schmunkel's roaches, I mean, they're doing their job too. They're cleaning up.
See, he wasn't even researching anything, looking back at any of those other evolution chambers, so I mean, short of needing those for some of the Zerg defenses, I don't really see the point in him cranking that many out.
Nah. If he had a point to it, that'd be great, but I just couldn't see the point. At some point, Evil lost his 3 Colossi. They died ignominiously somewhere. Thor's moving down over here to Numpsk's space. Checking resources, Numpsk has 2,100 resources, so...
Wow.
He might have, you know, he brings in Zealots. Brings in Warpraise. Those Zealots don't have charge, so they get kind of... It's like invading the beaches at Normandy. They're going to get a little hit on their way in. Roaches try to sneak in. Hey, they're ranged. Sit behind the Thors, by all means. What's the Thor's range? Thor's range is 7. Roach range is 3. Eric leaves the game. He's done. You know, God bless him. I hear Guitu bringing in his mules. That's going to be a big help right about now. Numpsk leaves the game. He's out.
Looks like Guitu also was building up a few things. Nothing in mass. He kind of mixed his tech as far as what he was going for.
Yeah, I see 2 battlecruisers and a Thor over here at the front entrance base. I mean, that's nice. Battlecruisers are not upgraded by any means. Thor is upgraded 1-1. So we're going to see a little bit of Thor v battlecruiser action, but man, when you got 10 Thors, granted most of them are pretty well wounded. Let's see if that 1 battlecruiser can take, or 2 battlecruisers take out 1 Thor.
But again, he's not really doing a good job of focusing on the ones that are mostly dead.
Yeah, there's 2 in the high reds here. He could have taken those out. That may have lasted a while. Meanwhile, Schmunkel's Roach is just cleaning up. Guitu sees the writing on the wall. 21 minutes, 25 seconds, game over. So just kind of take a look at the map here one quick second. Again, checking from Unsleep's point of view, we pretty much see everything that the team has. I mean, there's some leftovers of Guitu here that we don't know. Checking Numpsk's view is, oh, they finally started to look out. And they see a minor expansion base over here in the high yield minerals, and that's it.
Well, again, I think this was kind of, you know, Guitu being a little bit of a newer player. I mean, he had the scanner for a majority of the game. It looks like he only used that, I want to say, maybe once or twice throughout, just looking at the different, you know, from his point of view, looking around, that's what it looks like to me.
This is, I think this is almost kind of a classic Warcraft 3 player trying to switch over to StarCraft 2 and thinking, I just need a couple of units, and not so much. I don't know if he ever played StarCraft at all, but, you know, maybe it's just beginning. Yeah. Again, I'm not Team Liquid. I'm not StarCraft Legacy by any means, but he'll get there. No worries. All right. Any other things to look at from your point of view there, Schmunkel?
No, that was it. I mean, I think, again, we just, you know, there happened to be one guy that was maybe a little bit newer at the game. But, you know, honestly, the other two guys weren't necessarily, you know, bringing as much to the table either. I mean, a lot of times if you have someone like that, you can kind of coax them along in certain areas. I mean, obviously he knew to wall up. That's a pretty good thing there. A lot of times you'll see newer players that won't even do that. I mean, granted, he used an engineering bay, which we don't agree with. But, hey, it's better than not having anything there at all. Now, granted, we would have probably supported some of this and the upper level stuff with some kind of defenses. I mean, something. Put a cannon up here, you know, do something. Yeah, granted, you probably threw them off a bit with having these cannons actually in this little upper rise near their base, but still, I mean, that shouldn't stop you from doing stuff on the other side. What if we decided to say, hey, forget that, let's go in on, you know, on the Terran, the orange Terran Guitu on the bottom. We could have easily plowed through his base because they have nothing there.
True. Would have essentially walked right through his small line of supply depots. And I think at which point Unsleep was working on those as well. So, you know, if you got something up there in the upper right-hand corner, like I've got these photon cannons, these pisser cannons, you know, you can either go wipe them out or leave them alone, but you can't half-ass it.
Right.
As a matter of fact, Guitu could have knocked those out with the siege tanks. I mean, he could have just leapfrogged siege tanks and probably taken those out.
Yeah, easily.
Yeah. All right, well, thanks for watching this Evil Strategy session. Until we meet on the field of battle, I am Evil.
And I'm Schmunkel.
Thanks, everyone.